Welcome to Hughes From The Heart. It's a free episode for you. I'm Spencer Hughes coming at you from the beautiful sunny skies over the forests of Mason County in the South Sound of the Evergreen State. Coming at you from the Hughes From The Heart studios in our home, 5 acres of forest and pristine beauty here in the South Sound of Washington. And we just love it here. It's a perfect place for this perfect podcast for this perfect day. I think this podcast is as important as ever to bring you daily hope, stories of kindness, compassion, positive stories in the news instead of all the doom and gloom and all the crap that you're force-fed every day. It's amazing people aren't all throwing themselves out of windows, honest to goodness, with all the depressing news coming out of the mainstream media. So this is your little antidote. It's your safe haven on the web. You can come to it every day, as often as you like. There's always new things popping on here. And if you sign up today, there'll be hundreds, if not thousands, of podcasts for you to instantly listen to, stream, download, whatever you want to do with them. All I ask is that when you hear these free episodes, if you like what you hear and you want to support some positivity in this negative world, sign up for the podcast. I'd appreciate it. Patreon.com/Spencer Hughes. This podcast topic comes to us from Forbes, and 4 ways to refresh your routine when working from home. Now, I've got kind of a love-hate relationship with this because I had just started a new job. I was 3 days into it when I got laid off because of coronavirus. And the state of Washington declaring that car sales, not an essential business, I guess. People don't need to buy cars. I don't know what happens when their car breaks down. I guess they just thumb a ride. I don't think that's legal. But anyway, I have been laid off for several weeks now. I was supposed to be starting a brand new job with brand new possibilities and potential and opportunities for my family. And, well, I'm laid off like millions of other people. I'm certainly not the only one. I do thankfully have my radio show. It's a part-time job. I wish it were full, but it's not. And it is what it is. I enjoy it to death, and I love getting up at 4 in the morning for it every day. And I'm able to do that from home. And I did a national show from home for several years. I did it for 7 years from a remote location, except for going to New York City maybe 1 week every year, every other year. I was able to do that from home. So this is certainly not the first time I've done radio from my house, but it is nice to be around the family. I've got Perry, our dog, our yellow lab, also known as Dingus. He's at my feet every morning now as I sip coffee and do some morning radio with my co-host, Jeff Slakey. So that's pretty cool that we're able to still be deemed essential on the radio because you do need your information, you do need your news, and we keep the community posted on our little local radio station a station that's been around for many, many generations. It's an essential job. My other job, not so much. So I work from home part of the time, and I do my podcast from home too and get a lot more stuff done around here and try to not drive everybody crazy being home all the time instead of never. I'd be home maybe a few hours every day. I was gone, I'm not exaggerating, 18, 19 hours most days, working 2 jobs plus my podcast. So as you can tell, that's why I really, really, really hope that this podcast takes off, because if I could choose to bring you positivity every day and positive vibes every day and do that for a living, I would love to take that offer up. So anyway, thanks a lot for being here. And this is going to help anybody who is working from home, especially if you're not used to doing that. Again, from Forbes at Forbes.com. So until recently, only about 7% of the population in the United States that was employed worked from home. Isn't that incredible? But due to social distancing guidelines, millions of people are discovering the challenges of confining your personal and professional life into the same place. So maybe some of you are finding yourself stuck. Maybe you're not as motivated when you work from home. Maybe it's too easy to be distracted. Whatever the case may be, here are 4 ways to help you get started on getting that routine set for you, refreshing that routine so it doesn't get old, because we still have, whether we like it or not, most likely several weeks left of this shelter in place and non-essential businesses and only going out for things that we absolutely need to be doing. And depending on where you live, it may be stricter or maybe not so strict. Number 1 on the list, reclaim your commute. I used to spend way too much on the road every day. Now, the radio station, door to door, is 20 minutes. That's not too bad of a commute at all. I've commuted hours and hours each way to get to a radio station before, so that's not a big deal. But after that, Remember, this is a part-time job, so I work it from 4:30 till 10 in the morning. I would drive back those 20 minutes, stop by home for about 5 minutes, reboot, reset, give a kiss to the family, maybe make breakfast for everyone, get back in my car, and then drive 45 minutes to get to my second job, and then 45 minutes back home. So that alone was 90 minutes, plus about 40 minutes in the morning. So I've spent a lot of time on the road, and in the past, as I've said, I've spent several hours every day, especially in California, Bay Area commutes in standstills on the road. So during your commute, you were probably able to shift from your morning routine into work mode. You'd have the time going into work to listen maybe to an Audible, listening to a book on tape, as they used to call them, book on CD, streaming from audible.com and other sites like that. Maybe you're listening to music and grooving out. Maybe you were making phone calls, hopefully hands-free, getting things done on the way into work. And we can't really do a lot of that stuff anymore when we don't have those commutes. Now, again, I'm not complaining about not commuting right now. I'm saving hundreds of dollars a month just on gas. But you can regain some of those important feelings of your morning routine that were positive. Maybe start your workday by taking a solo walk outside before diving into your first emails of the day. If you're not able to get outside, maybe listen to some of those same audiobooks or playlists that you used to listen to on your commute while you're getting dressed. Some people have, different theories on this. Some people go straight into the work at home area in their PJs and their slippers, and other people feel that they need to get dressed as if they were going into a boardroom at work. It depends on what you're most comfortable with. If you're doing a lot of video conferencing, I would advise not being in your Superman underoos, right? But that stands to reason. Try to leave something special to look forward to every morning. Maybe have a favorite cereal from childhood. I know comfort food is big in our house right now. We're eating stuff that may not be the best for us sometimes, but it is comfort food. And my goodness, when you've got 4 kids at home going through a pandemic, everyone needs to be comfortable, right? Give each week a theme. This is tip number 2. Now, we're not talking about themes like paint the house green or paint the house yellow or have, a superhero theme, things like that. We're not talking about that. We are talking about maybe having 1 week focused on fitness. Maybe have another week focused on getting more sleep. Have a week focused on family meals, things like that. Now, you can designate a theme and colors and things like that. It's something that'll make you smile. That's not going to hurt you. Now, during a week focused on humor, you'd work to balance your news consumption and constant multitasking with, let's say, moments of whimsy. I like watching Impractical Jokers with our daughter, Gingy. She and I love watching that show. We get some good belly laughs out of it. If you're focusing on sleep, maybe aim to get 10 minutes more sleep every night by going to bed earlier, okay, getting up a little later, adjusting your schedule, doing what you have to do to make that happen. Again, it doesn't matter what themes you select. Just try to focus on ones that build and maintain your capacity to work in your new at-home environment. Create a sensory experience. That's tip number 3. Now, our senses are always moving in and out of new spaces, right? We're traveling, maybe some of us for work. We're discovering new places to eat during lunch, things to touch, things to visit, things to explore, new museums, stores, restaurants, parks, things like that. Now, none of those things are available to us right now. At least most, if not all of those things are not available currently. So we'll have to work a little extra hard to cultivate some of the same enjoyment at home. Through music, through touch, through scent. Luckily, most of us can stream music on things like Spotify or Apple Music, or all the stuff downloaded onto our iTunes, onto our MP3 players, our computers, whatever the source is. Our smart devices can play music at a command. Maybe put on some smooth and relaxing or even upbeat music, whatever gets you going, whatever doesn't distract you too much at work. Remember, music can alter your mood significantly. It can make you more excited. It can make you happy. It can make you also sad and kind of depressed too. So just keep that in mind as you're flipping through the tunes and picking a playlist, that it'll be conducive to whatever work you have to do at home. You can also change the feeling in a workspace by focusing on scents. I'm a big scent guy. I'm a big aromatherapy guy. I love essential oils. I love scented candles. I love the soaps I get from one of my sponsors, Riverdance Soapworks, riverdancesoapworks.com, a little gratuitous plug for them. Their soaps smell so good. I keep some on my work desk just so I can smell them. I hold them up to my nose. I have some that I just use for aromatherapy reasons. So you can do that as well. Take a few extra moments, too, to feel the surfaces in your home. Feel your desk. I know it sounds kind of zen and kind of woo-woo, but do that. How does that pen feel in your hand? How does the keyboard feel underneath your fingers? stuff to explore and to expand your sense of touch while at home. Renegotiate your relationship with video. This is an important one too. A lot of people are having to embrace things like Zoom and Skype and FaceTime and other means of transmitting ourselves to others when we normally would be in a physical environment together with other people. Video helps ward off negative impacts of isolation, helps us stimulate the time we spend with people that don't live in our house. And whether we're using it for business or for pleasure, it's a great way to stay in touch. A lot of people don't like video and have never used it, but I'm telling you right now, it is absolutely necessary in many lines of work. If you're even able to work from home at all, you're going to have to rely on video to some extent, I would think, unless you do strictly a writing type job or things that don't require interacting with other people. So we've made it through the first few weeks, maybe more, of working from home. And not all of us are used to it, some more than others. But hopefully those are some tips that will help you. Those are from Courtney Whitehead, a career expert and author of Working Whole. And you can learn more about her work at simplyservice.org. The article coming from Forbes. I'm Spencer Hughes, coming at you from the Mason County Forests and the studio of Hughes From The Heart. Again, if you like what you hear, if you like kind of the thought of a podcast that'll come to you every day to help you relax, to help you stay motivated, inspired, hopeful, things that will give you life tips, work-life balance, all sorts of good stuff, from health and wellness to minimalism, mindfulness, meditation, the law of attraction, and more, please sign up for my podcast today. I could use your support, and I think we could all use more light and love and positivity in our lives. Go to patreon.com/Spencer Hughes and click Become a Patron today. That's patreon.com/Spencer Hughes. And feel free to share these free podcasts with everyone you know. They're available on Spreaker. They're available on Patreon. They're available on iTunes, Google Podcasts, and Spotify. They're all over the place where you would normally get podcasts. Just look for Hughes From The Heart. Thanks a lot for listening, and I appreciate your being here with me. I know there's a million things you could be doing other than listening to this podcast, so that means a lot to me that you are. Thanks a lot.